Running the wires. In this video, we will show you the proper way to run the wires for your Clarolux landscape lighting system. Before beginning your installation, make sure to purchase a wire spool holder. This will make your life much easier when running the wires on your installations. Make sure when you are running your wires to follow your trenches that you dug earlier in the installation process. Use the trenches as a point of reference when running your landscape lighting wires. Begin your installation by placing marking flags or the light fixtures in their desired locations. Sometimes it is good to place marking flags out to ensure that all of the lights are in their proper locations before actually placing the light fixtures into the ground. Once you have double-checked your landscape lighting plan and placed your lights in their desired locations, you are now ready to begin running your wires. When you are running your low voltage power wires, start this process by setting the wire spool at the hubs of each section of the system. Run each power wire from each hub back to the transformer. If your system has a particular section that limits you from using the hub method, we recommend using the T method. For this particular example, we are installing lights down a driveway, and the T method is a good alternative. Since each light is about 35 feet away from the next, we decided to pick a central point of each section of the lights and run a T to power each section of lights. The T method is a good way to run your wires if you are ever running lights in a straight line down a driveway or pathway. Make sure when you are running your wires to leave excess wire at each marking flag where you plan to place your lights. When you are able to use the hub method, first start by running your 25 feet lead wires from each fixture to a centralized location called the hub. This is where your power wire will connect to each fixture wire lead, thus giving the fixtures its power. Using the hub method is a great way to save time on your installation, as well as ensure that each fixture is getting the same amount of voltage. Once you have run all of your wires back to each hub, cut off some of the excess. This will help cut down on your overall amp load of the system. Make sure if you decide to cut off the excess wire from each fixture that you keep the lead wires all within 5 feet of one another. If one is 3 feet long and the others are 20 feet long, then the light fixtures with the 3-foot leads will be getting quite a bit more voltage than the fixtures with the 20-foot leads. After you have cut off the excess from each fixture, tie the wires into a knot. This helps to keep all of your wires together during the installation process. Once you have tied each section into a knot, you can begin stripping back the wires. First, start by splitting the wires apart so that each individual wire has 2 parts. Strip all of your wires so that each wire has about 1.5 inches of copper exposed. Once you have stripped the wires exposing the copper strands, take one side of each wire and connect them all together. Make sure to twist the strands of wires together to ensure they will fit into the copper crimp. Now that you have twisted all of your wires together, place a copper crimp onto the end of the exposed copper wire. Crimp the copper crimp around the wires tightly with a crimping tool. Once you have crimped the wire, make sure to cut off your excess copper. This makes for a clean crimp that easily slides into the grease tube. Repeat these steps for each section of the system. Once you have completed each section, you are now ready to begin hooking up your transformer and testing your system.